I rarely do these, but it looks like we have an ancestor message coming through. So let's see if this makes sense to you. So first we have in the past Libra energy, Virgo. We have this butterfly, which is represented by maybe an ancestor or a grandmother, maybe even a child, and then a parrot. In this context, I think it's speaking about things being repeated from the past, patterns of the family being repeated, whether they're good or bad. But I feel like there's a call to pay attention to themes of the past, which have to do with your balance and harmony within your home, as well as looking at the details of things that you might have overlooked. So maybe this is a message, firstly, about not repeating the same mistakes, which you can learn the wisdom from your family. Here is our present, or our main energy we're focusing on. If you look here on the left hand side on the edge, we also have this cat and feather that came out together. So maybe you have a cat that you had from childhood that is showing up right now. But the first things that came out were both the Golden Girls bracelets. We have the adventure in a bottle, the pink bead, which represents love and compassion, this rooster, which is something being awakened, also protective energy. So I do feel like there's both grandparent energy coming through, whether these were grandparents you're close with or not. But there's something about stories wanting to be told with both back in St. Olaf from Rose, and the other bracelet says picture it Sicily. So they're both reminiscing about times of old, and a lot of the stories have to do with some sort of outcome akin to like a fable or fairy tale or something. But anyways, if you know Golden Girls, it's not that serious, but I think that's a message that's coming through. I also see them recognizing the importance and also the connection that they have with you during times when you are challenging yourself, going outside yourself, climbing tall mountains in your life, metaphorically or literally speaking. But also the key came out with the sun, the adventure in a bottle, and the bracelets. So I feel like the key to connection with them are by doing things maybe that they loved or they would have loved to hear you tell them about. I'm going to use my pointer here. So we also have the world, the puzzle piece, and this crown. So to me, the crown can maybe represent leadership. So this is you taking leadership in your own life. The puzzle piece could be things coming together, or maybe someone on the spectrum too, perhaps. But we have the world and then these mountains here, which makes me think they are recognizing your journey, whatever that looks like for you. With the fly here, there is an element of something gnawing at you, or maybe just that time is short. The life of a fly is short, so you must create the memories while you're here, right? We have Aquarius, Libra, and Cancer. And then we also have the pendulum came out of the charm bag. When I used the pendulum, where it landed on was this Cancer. So I think this is about you learning how to protect emotions and finding comfort so that you can partake in the things that are gnawing at you that you feel restricted by, or maybe like it's causing emotional upheaval. But I'm also seeing, like, with this Cancer and Aquarius, kind of like staying grounded, but also digging deeper in your unconscious or your subconscious, trying to understand things on a deeper level emotionally and like philosophically maybe. But there's also like something about staying grounded, not getting too far, drifting too far off into the depths of that emotional ocean. And then these three came out also on the side, which I'll take as maybe a person. Taurus, we have a key and a sword. Swords, I'm thinking it can mean different things. So it's going to mean different things to different people, but the sword is about, in tarot, communication, logic, reason, intelligence, things of that nature. So it's kind of like there might be an ancestor coming out who either was a Taurus or has Taurus energy, or maybe they're asking you to embrace that Taurus energy and saying that's the key to finding your groundedness, using your logic above your emotions, which has been a theme today. And we have Scorpio, we have magic is greater than logic, which we'll talk about that pin, a key, and then pink and blue, kind of trans colors. So maybe someone watching this may be trans, or maybe it's that you need to have more understanding in that area, or someone in your family. But we have this key, and then we have this keyhole. So I feel like there's something in between here where there's like a disconnect, and you need to bring this energy into how you envision the future, which is like the way you can unlock this door is with this sort of logic and reason and intellect and having integrity too. But there's something about transformation here. I will say with the magic over logic card, usually I would say with this pin charm that comes out is that you should always be careful not to we have to stay grounded in the delulu. So I don't really like this pin, but in this case, it's like I feel like you actually do need to believe in the magic more than your logical mind in some ways, where that's how you're going to be able to see how transformations can happen and how that can lead to a rebirth. There's also a balance of both feminine and masculine compassionate energy. So that is the ancestor